dear viewers. Welcome to the next Nigerian President Newspaper Review for the 6th of October 2022. I am Abubakar. Today we will be reviewing trending topics and issues that made headlines on national dailies. And on this show, we do not pander to any political party or presidential candidate. We try as much as possible to be neutral in our reviews. With me in the studio is a political analyst, Khalifa Abubakar, and would be reviewing the headlines. Khalifa, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. The first national daily on our table is Nigerian Tribune, and the leading story, Campaign Council aired, APC governs. We are not in a hurry to kickstart campaigns, Adamu. This can be found on page 4 of Nigerian Tribune. So concerning this issue, concerning the campaigns of the APC, what do you have to say? What's your take on this?
I think it's quite normal, but then it's a new approach that the campaign council has taken over, and then because of how the campaign is going, the campaign is going to be like 4 months long from October till February, and then you can't get. I know the APC governors are worried about. Some of the APC governors are worried that they're being shunned out of the campaign council, but then you can't be governing and then be on the campaign council at the same time. So they need, because the president, I can remember the president saying a few weeks ago that some members of the cabinet shouldn't be in the campaign council. Some members of key cabinet members shouldn't be in the campaign council. So it's quite normal not to see APC governors in the campaign council too, because they can't be governing and then be in the campaign council together. And as for what Abdullah Adamu said, there's an atom of truth in it, because if you start campaigning now, you have so many things you need resources, you need so many things, everything, logistics and everything. So it's too early to start campaigning, and I understand that is the blatant truth. It's just too early to start campaigning. The election is in February, and I think they are using this time to just cool off.
So do you feel the time they kickstarted the campaigns, which was on the 28th of September, was too early for the campaigns to kickstart?
Yeah, I think it's actually too early, because 28th of September, when you see it, the election is going to be February 14th, I think, yeah, February 14th. So if from September, October, you've gone around 36 states by the end of November, what are you going to do with December and January? So ideally, this campaign could have waited a bit till maybe the beginning of December, because when you see what there's, and because of the harsh truth about our economy right now, so it requires funding, and then I don't think any party right now is ready to spend too much money because of campaign.
All right, moving on to the next, we have The Punch, and the leading story, litigation kicks 14 APC PDP Labour parties out. Labour parties candidates out. This can be found on page 2 of The Punch. And the writer goes, parties face court cases in Ebonyi, Akwa Ibom, Enugu, and 6 others. Commission says Sanwo-Olu, Abiodun, Makinde, and 834 others. Senate confirms 19 recs. Atiku Okowa in Bauchi receives defectors. So what do you have to say about this litigation that kicked out 14 APC, PDP and Labour Party candidates?
Actually, that's the sweet thing about democracy, to be honest. If you don't believe in what your party is doing, you can take them to court, and then you get justice in court. So it's just a normal process. We've seen it happen so many times. It happened during 2007, during Amichi's time, because that's how he became a governor. And so many other people. He wasn't the PDP candidate, he went to court, he won in Supreme Court, he became the candidate. So this is just a normal routine that is playing out. That is why I think we had our primaries quite early, so that all these things could face off. Not only there, I think even in Osun State, the governorship, APC governorship, the present governor, who happens to be the governorship candidate, was kicked out too. So it's normal. It's quite very normal.
All right. So moving on to the next, we have leadership, and the leading story, After 6 months in captivity, remaining 23 victims regained freedom. This can be found on page 4 of Leadership. And the writer goes, FG says it was a covert operation. No ransom was paid. PNB hails military. We are yet to see our loved ones' families. Abuja Kaduna train service to resume soon. NRC. So 23 out of the victims of the Kaduna train abduction have been released, and some of the families have come out to say they are still yet to see their loved ones and the victims who have been released. So what do you have to say? And this has to do with insecurity. Which of the leading candidates, that's the candidates of the APC, the candidate of the APC, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the candidates of the PDP, Atiku Abubakar, and the candidates of the Labour Party, Peter Obi. Which of these leading candidates do you feel would be able to solve the issue of insecurity?
Okay, then first of all, I have to like congratulate the military. This has been going on for so long, and then for now, I think the Abuja to Kaduna road is a bit at ease, and then the 23 people that just got their freedom, I think the military did a very good job. I give kudos to Chief of Defense Staff, Rabo. He did a very good job because so far, and then because of how the president has been talking about this issue, I think they actually tried in this aspect. So we should give them a kudos in terms of, it took a while, 6 months is a very long time, but at least freedom is better. We still have other people, Chibok girls, that are still missing till today. So I think it's fair we give them a pass for this. And then you're talking about insecurity. I don't think insecurity is the only issue we're facing right now. But then, for me, I've only seen one candidate that can actually do something about insecurity. And our other issues, we have 5 other issues that if we get it straight, everything will work. You see, if we do something about insecurity, then we come and do something about peace and security of the nation, then power and energy, human capital development, physical and infrastructural development. These are critical to the development of a modern day economy. And then there's only one person that fits to who can actually do something about this. And that's Ashwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Okay.
I might be biased, but then...
Do you have reasons to back this decision?
We've seen it displayed. And then I also said, in terms of power and energy, in terms of physical infrastructural development, in terms of human capital development, we've seen where Lagos is today. Okay. So I want that to happen all over the nation. And then human capital development, every single person. And then we know, and this is the key thing to the modern day economy.
Concerning insecurity, some people might say the vice of the running candidate of the APC, that is Shetima, his state has been challenged for some time now, insecurity-wise. So do you feel they have the capacity to tackle the issue of insecurity? Because this issue of insecurity spreads very wide. When there is insecurity in the country, you see foreign investors leaving, and this affects the economy. There are so many things. Lives are lost. So we need capable hands, people who would be able to tackle this issue. So do you feel...
Yes, because I think when Kashim Shettima was a governor, he tried his best. We all saw what he was doing. And then, because obviously he was from a different party and our president was from another party. So we had issues. But then right now, his successor, Zulum, Baba Gana Zulum, is doing a wonderful job. I think top 3 governors in Nigeria. And then, right now, I don't think you've heard Boko Haram ravaging villages in Borno or something. It still happens all over Nigeria. Some parts too, people go, but then it's not as it was before, that they will just go and take up an entire village and settle there. They can't do that anymore. And then we have a very porous border. And then if you look at it, Borno is at the extreme end of the northeast. So people come in, and then sometimes they say it's Boko Haram, tomorrow is ISIS, next tomorrow is Fulani. So we have so many. That's why I'm saying we have to tackle insecurity as a whole at first, then we'll come and say, oh, this. But I think Kashim Shettima has done extremely well from his own part, and he brought on a successor without being biased. by bringing. I know so many people that he could have actually brought that if he wanted something off it, but then he brought somebody out of the equation that no one expected. And then I'm pretty sure you've heard about Zulum, because just recently that he stopped heading headlines, because every day I know Zulum does one thing that is always in the news. So we just have to wait and see.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you, Khalifa Abubakar, for joining us.
Thank you very much.
It was nice having you over. Dear viewers, you can go out there today, get a copy of the National Daily, read the story in details for yourself. Do well to follow us on social media, on Twitter at NGNestPresident, on Facebook, Next Nigerian President, on Instagram at the Next Nigerian President. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Next Nigerian President. Do have a lovely day. Thank you.